I'm Patrick Nyangweso, the Chief Executive of Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. On behalf of the Chamber leadership led by Dr. Ruto as our Chamber President, I really want to appreciate and acknowledge especially the visit of His Excellency the President, who is also our patron in Nyanza region. Nyanza, as you are aware, is very potential in agriculture, potential in terms of human resource. We are the only region where if you go to any household, you cannot miss somebody who will speak fluently in English. And the education rate is higher in most of the households in Nyanza region. In terms of agriculture, you see the President touched and supported so much in sugar industry, which has been very ailing industry for the last of 2 decades in the region. And we really appreciate his approach, especially to really rejuvenate the sector, because you know this is a sector that employs more than 80% of the population, especially in the sugar belt. But when it is run down, we are run down economically, especially on the waiver of for the farmer, the debts which have been existing, especially on the industries taking long time to facilitate the payments for the farmers. Then farmers also withdraw. Most of the sugar belt areas, they started uprooting and focusing on other crops, which is healthy, but at the end of the day, we still need to continue the sugar production because it is a way of creating employment. Number 2, we really support him, especially on providing subsidies, especially on fertilizer. The inputs is very key. If they are subsidized, you have seen how it had enhanced production in the region, more so in maize production and other consumables, legumes, and even the sugar industry is really now improving. We really, as leaders, engage the President to ensure that we really regulate on cheap sugar import. And so that, of course, I know the sugar which we produce cannot sustain the consumption, cannot meet the consumption demands of the Kenyans. But he has also accepted to really ensure that we regulate, especially cheap imports that would really demotivate the local production. On the infrastructure, as Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we really want to appreciate the President for really taking time. I will tell you, my brother, for the first time I saw the President reaching out to my sub-county, that is Suba South in Gwasi. And an area is the only constituency in Kenya that has never seen a tarmac road since we got the independence. And to me, it's really a plus because that is like a food basket. It's like Trans Nzoia of North Rift region. So that road alone, the one connecting from Beta, Sindo, Gwasi up to Sori, it is going to promote a lot of intra and inter-county trade. And it is going to be a facilitator. It will create a lot of employment. In fact, if you go to my place, the time when you buy here tomatoes, 1 kg at maybe 200, in my place 1 kg is 30 bob or 20 bob. So it tells you what the President is focusing on is to support the community to become self-reliant, enhance on their production. So this is a plus. We have also seen a lot of his initiative in special economic zones, county aggregation and industrial parks, which is going to create a lot of employment. It is going to address of unemployment which is more than 7.9% in the country. And in our region, I want to encourage the leaders, especially the political class. I've seen, you are aware of what is being communicated outside there. Others are for it, his visit, others are against. But you see, us as business people, we need to focus on the positive. The positive in this case, which we want to address, is that is it really going to add value and change the lives of our people? That is very key. If you see like what he opened recently, like yesterday in Goi Bridge, it is going to open more opportunities. The people in Bondo would be able to trade easily from the counterparts from Busia County. So that is a plus. Not even Busia County. They are able to reach even the local beaches because of those infrastructure. Bondo, Leunda Road, that Goi Bridge. You saw yesterday he opened, officially commissioned now, our port in Kisumu. And you see, when there would be a lot of shipments, goods being deposited in Kisumu County, what does it reveal? Our focus as business community, the government has done their part. The business community needs to utilize those facilities. What are the goods that would be able to be taken exported from Kisumu, for example. So we must really be ready to invest in value addition, which we are discussing with the Ministry of Trade and county government. We must be ready to invest in technology so that we will be able to meet. We must be ready also to invest on renewable energy so that we reduce on cost of production. Today, if you check the markets, especially Kisumu, just sample the products. Most of the products like dairy products, even other agricultural products come from Uganda and Tanzania, but they come through the lake, others through the road. Then what else do they carry, those containers? What do they carry when they are going back? This one should really be a subject of discussion of every leader, from the ward representative, MP, constituency level, governors. How do we really want to make Nyanza a regional hub with the free African continental free trade area? Nyanza is the exit to the other markets. When you talk of Rwanda, you talk of Burundi, you talk of Southern Sudan, you talk of Uganda, which we really export a lot. You talk of even Tanzania, through our port, through our lake, and even through our road infrastructure development system. We must really go to the drawing board and support the initiative, especially of His Excellency the President. As business people, leaders, where we sit, he has given us a good gesture. He has given us a free check. In terms of appointment, you see what he has done. In terms of our visits, in fact, I was told since he was elected, he has come to Nyanza more than 4 times. Compared to other regions, it is not the case. Even his North Rift Valley, I don't think he has done that. So this one should tell us as leaders, there must be something unique in Nyanza. What is unique? President knows that we are real workers. President knows we are innovators. President knows that there are natural resources. I've just talked about the tourism. Look at the tourism sector. When Nyanza excels in tourism sector, even national government would get a lot of earning from it. And we have the natural resources. Look at the lake. Homa Bay alone has more than 40 beaches. If we can really transform those to be a tourist destination, Kisumu the same, Siaya the same, part of Migori the same. Where do you think our Nyanza region would be in the next of 10 years? Look at the ring road he just officially commissioned around Rusinga. If we get real investors, beginning with let our local people or local leaders start marketing and promoting the natural resources we have in our region. Not that all the time, whenever they get opportunity to talk to the media, they don't talk of negative things. We must really change our attitude and passion so that we market our region. Is when governors will be able to get foreign investors. Is when Kisumu, Siaya, all those governors will be able to attract investors, both domestic investors and foreign investors. The second thing which I learned after discussing with the leaders, security. Security, our region begins from ourselves. Let me tell you, business is allergic to chaos. No investors would want to bring even a kiosk, even bottled water industry in a chaotic place. So we must separate the politics of development and politics of competition. We must really separate that. So that at the end of the day, my brother, we are all taxpayers. Whatever the political divide, we really want to see development. We want our region to develop. Look at special economic zones. The president is now reaching out to Nyanza. Look at the affordable housing. We pay painfully. I know you are also in the tax bracket. You pay 1.5% of your gross. And if those infrastructure do not come to Nyanza, tell me, do you think you want to pay those taxes? Then they are taken to other regions which I don't want to mention. We must also feel it. I want to see affordable housing in Kisumu in the next 5 years. In Siaya the same, so that our people also have decent houses. Why must you invest in a housing program and yet you are paying for the taxes? All our professionals, the ones who are in tax bracket, that is what we want to see. Look at now, I really appreciate the president for giving Honorable Lago as the chair of CDF. When CDF as a devolved fund comes, let us put a lot of mechanisms to seal off, especially on corruption issues, the leakages, so that the funds, the support we get from the government is able to transform our people, transform them economically, socially, so that even if it is in terms of education, our people would be able to see the benefit. It begins from the leaders. In terms of corruption, we must seal all the leakages. In terms of revenue collection, our governors must really be very innovative on how they want to tax people. I normally say, there's one philosopher who once said, a wise cat that cares for tomorrow does not kill or eat a pregnant mouse. Because it is the business community who are now, in this case, are like pregnant mouse. Don't kill them through a lot of taxation. Develop them. Instead, enhance or expand on tax base, not tax rate. And our people would thrive. Lastly, have capacity building programs like now Chamber of Commerce. We are really working with the governors and other players to really do capacity building for our entrepreneurs so that they understand on value addition, they understand on digitization, they understand on financial inclusion. We work with the Kenya Bankers Association so that we bring all banks on board. So that by the time you give them even loans, there are people who have been trained, they have been taken to the next level. They know how they are going to use the scarce resources you have given them, even if they get loans from the bank. The county enterprise fund, they, instead of just dispersing funds, train the informal sectors. Let us build on working what we call occupational standards. Let's work with the institutions like TVET, so that they absorb more of our youth. Why must we import plumbers from outside? And yet we have youths. Let all the MPs start working with the national government to bring vocational training institutions that would transform our youth. I want to tell you, like now there is export, labor export. We are supporting on labor export market. I know it is a very delicate issue in the country currently. But Chamber would be able to do a lot of assessment to understand that if there is an employment rate in Kenya, the skilled labor force, through Chamber, we can link them, we can get them opportunities. They go to Turkey, they go to Serbia, there are several, France, there are several countries that are really dying to get the skilled labor force from Kenya. But we can only do this if we have proper training institutions. It must begin with our leaders. They identify these opportunities. Give opportunities to our youth. Don't give them money to cause mayhem. Invest in them so that they are people who can sustain themselves. Teach them how to fish. Don't give them fish. And we will transform this region. My last comment, for our county governments, develop a working rapport with the national government. He doesn't care. I normally tell my governor, for example, and I like her so much, Governor Gladys Wanga. Despite whether I supported her so much, I know she was elected on ODM. Yes, but in terms of development, she needs to leave a legacy. You have seen how she's very, very focused, very passionate on to transform the county. I know Governor Nyong'o is doing the best. Governor Orengo doing the best. Governor Ochilo Cheluyoke is doing the best in Migori. These are the kind of initiatives. And let them work closely so that they promote intra and inter-county trade by empowering our people. Before you tax them, give them opportunities, give them conducive business environment. That is what we advocate for. Support them, give them infrastructure. Where do they work? Why must you tax somebody? You have not even given them stalls. The border industry, there's people who can transform. Seriously, support them. Let us support even the borders to create what is called a pool system of circles in saving culture. This is what the financial institutions are looking for. As we commit, as Chamber of Commerce, we'll still work with all leaders, despite their political differences, so that we bring investors, we support them to identify opportunities, we open more market opportunities across the globe, and now our focus is to open opportunities. We have created a sector that is just focusing on how to promote intra-Africa trade, and I don't want our region to be left behind. And this is what we want to focus, and this is the only way. You cannot transform a county or a region through investing in politics from morning to evening. You must diversify. You must invest in people. Create opportunities for them. Support them. Give them incentives. Engage them. Learn to know what are your business people, what are they suffering from? What do you want to address? Our local leaders, political leaders, do you understand what is ailing the business community in your constituency? Or do you only meet them during campaign period? Do you, at the ward level, do you really understand what is ailing your business community? If it is lack of water infrastructure, what are you doing? Look at this irrigation, the dam which the government is investing in Muhoroni. We were told about El Nino. El Nino is yet to come. Do you think we will wait for El Nino is when people produce? We need to stop rain-fed agriculture. Let our MPs invest in dams. Let our national government invest in dams so that we do irrigation. Our region is very productive. Very productive. We can really feed the country. We can feed the region. Why must Southern Sudan here import food? Why must Burundi import food, for example, and yet Kenya is here? Even Nyanza is here. We can feed even Uganda. Why must we wait, even in Kisumu itself, even to buy simple things like eggs? We cannot produce here. We cannot produce even our own vegetables because we are still relying on rain-fed. Let our leaders invest on infrastructure that will be able to transform our economy. And I've seen the national government has demonstrated that. Let's welcome them. In terms of infrastructure development, let's welcome them if they will give us opportunities, whether it is bursary, transforming education sector, transforming agricultural sector, and even other training opportunities. Let's open doors for them. This is what we are going to count, my fellow ladies and gentlemen in this region, because we must also get our cake. And how to get our cake? We must support the government of the day. That is when we are going to score. Thank you.